Alright, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy Razor from RazorTube coming at you with some DayZ 1.07 patch update notes today. Now, currently I'm in the PC experimental version. Obviously, this comes out before the 1.7 patch that is released to the consoles, which are Xbox and PS4. But if you're a console player, you can expect to see this update in the near future. So I kind of wanted to go over some key features with you guys of what the update brings to you and how you can be excited for DayZ 1.07. Now there's some key issues as console players that we're looking to be fixed. Hopefully they fix them. Desync is definitely one of them. I can definitely vouch for that. That's been a huge issue with items on the ground, in your inventory, uh, grabbing it off other players' bodies and whatnot. So hopefully they fix this. We're going to go through the patch notes and figure it out. Other things that I hope they fixed are the inventory glitch. So we're going to go ahead and go through these right now. So I'm going to bring up the patch notes and we'll just go through the list together and kind of cover the what's on the docket for DayZ 1.7 patch. Let me just pull it over here. Right. Alright, so some things that are coming to DayZ 1.7, and I'll post this link in the description below when I post this video later. So this came out about 8 hours ago now. So the game update for 1.7 as it stands now for DayZ. Now remember, this PC experimental version also can be applied to the console versions as well, because what we get on the PC, we most likely get on the consoles. So what they brought to the game for 1.7 in this update is, so in the game, they've added a repeater carbine, which is here. It requires this .357 rounds. Now let me point out that this is a new rifle, the carbine. Pretty good weapon. The round is pretty impactful. Uh, Basically, now if you think about this in the future, the Magnum didn't come in this patch, but this with these .357 rounds, it definitely can apply that maybe we'll see the Magnum in the future. This is a very good rifle. I haven't PvP'd exactly with it yet. I just know it's loud and proud. They've also added 12 gauge rubber slugs. Basically, this is a situational round. Um, you can knock out players with it. I'm not sure if you can kill players with it yet, but I'm for sure you could cause some people to go unconscious with this round. More of a situational round when it's close quarters. If you run out of ammo, or you just want to kind of troll with it, that's okay. These rubber slugs are very useful when it's close quarters combat, and can go in any of the shotguns that are in game right now for console. Now, and also PC. Now, also they've added amusement park locations throughout Chinoras. It's only Chinoras. It's only the OG map has these locations throughout Chinoras. I haven't found them yet, but hopefully I will tonight. I'll be streaming this as well on the PC just for tonight until it comes out for console. These locations, I don't know if they offer any type of good tier loot or not, but it's something that they've added to Chinoras to kind of spice it up a little bit. Now, as we go through the list, now we'll go down to fixed. So they say they fixed several types of inventory interactions related to item reservation. Now, I don't know what that means exactly, but I'm hoping that means that we're actually going to get the inventory glitches fixed for now. Also, they fixed the client error caused by recountering the weapon you dropped during a previous death. So I'm assuming there was some type of error when you would die with a weapon. When you go to pick it back up, you can come back and actually pick it up and won't be desynced. So that looks promising. Says the map always used to be open at the top left corner. Now remembers the last open position. Yeah, okay. Disabled the jump out action for backseat passengers of the ATA. Okay, that's good stuff. Doesn't matter. Says action circle was missing while dismantling the oven. Just a small fix. Another fix, the player can no longer attach both suppressor and compensator to the SG5K. That's good. Counting, if you have a compensator and a suppressor at the same time, you're getting maximum bullet velocity on top of it being silenced. Uh, yeah, I'm glad they fixed that. They also fixed an issue caused by starting an action with a different item in your hand between client and server. They've also fixed an animation glitch related to throwing. This used to be when your character got locked up. I've encountered it a couple times, but I'm glad they fixed it. So that's good. It says they've also fixed water bonus from wells. It was added to early in the action. Ah, dude, that means our water glitch is fixed. That's not good. I don't like that. Ugh. So I guess we can't be doing the water glitch anymore. We gotta actually take full sips of water. They also fixed infected would not cause bleeding as intended. Also issues with the doors in the aircraft hangar, hospital, school, harbor, crane areas they fixed. Issues with the sounds of doors in the fire station and the big ATC buildings. I'm not sure what that is. I've never ran into that on console. Also fixed issues with the ladder on the construction site. Never ran into that either. Says also fixed piles of wooden planks could spawn on top of each other. I've actually ran into this a couple times where planks would be spawning on top of each other, so it was almost like a replication glitch. So I've seen that a few times. The big doorway of the sawmill had bullet collision. Ah, okay. Meaning it would probably either go through it. Hmm. There's also fixed object placement fixes for Enoch and Chernarus Plus terrains. So Enoch is Livonia, and obviously Chernarus Plus is Chernarus. They've also fixed a yellow heat comfort was giving a penalty on health regeneration. Hmm. Well, that's good. At least now when the heat gauge is going, if it goes yellow, then your health regen won't be affected. They've also fixed position of the combination lock widget, LODs and textures, fine. Also fixed the player could collide with individual IV parts. The denim skirt showed the wrong color in the first person mode. That's not really important, but whatever. They've also fixed infected could not navigate into the large gray shed. That's pretty good. Now they fix the zombies going into the gray sheds. They also fixed the construction light. Behaved weirdly when thrown. Oh yeah, I remember this. It's when you would used to be able to, when you would throw the construction site and you'd be like doing a loot cycle or something, it would be top heavy and just fall that way. They also fixed it was not possible to empty liquid containers in interior spaces. Oh, that's true. I would always have to go outside to empty like bottles and canteens and whatnot. So I would always tell people to kind of go outside to empty their containers because sometimes or not, I couldn't at all empty it within buildings or small areas. Uh, they also they also fixed the blue athletic sunglasses and it had a green texture. The thermometer would always display 0 degrees, so now they fixed that, so it'll actually tell temperature, which is good. Night vision was darkened when someone entered the player's network bubble. Oh yeah, okay. I see that now. I remember that because when you'd have MVGs on and somebody come near you, like your MVGs would go dark a little bit. So that's good. That's good fixes that we're hearing so far. See, they fixed base building actions. They could be mixed up by resulting in building the wrong part. That's always good because it's always confusing when you accidentally do a recipe. Um, let's see. They fixed that the larger quantity numbers were not fully visible in the hand slot. Okay, good. And barrels have been fixed because barrels with holes are still able to store liquids. So that's good. If a barrel has a hole in it, it actually bleeds out now. So you can't just store the liquid in some rusty, nasty uh, barrel. Which is good because, I mean, the only thing that I've seen so far that I didn't like them fixing was the water glitch, but I mean, it is what it is, right? All right, so if we go over to changed, and I mean, if you look at it too, DayZ's, the developers are trying to change the game in ways that the community is reaching out to them and giving them their opinions on, like the glitches, the bugs, and whatnot. So that's good that they're making these little adjustments to cater to all the platforms that they provide content for. So for changed, let's see, the global lighting changes, ground lighting addition, brightness of day and night, shadow contrast during clear weather, rain visual tweaks, darker clouds during overcast. Well, that's going to be a pain when it's raining because, you know, this overcast, depending on how they changed it, it could definitely, it could affect our visibility in there. They updated the inventory attachment icons. Uh, let's see, they cleaned up the car damage zones, which is nice. Maybe now in a car it'll take, maybe you won't like be close enough to something and clip it, even though you didn't touch it, which might be nice depending on how that works. I'll be able to test that out when we get vehicles when we stream later. They changed and lowered the amount of leaked coolant when the radiator is destroyed in the car, that's nice. So you'll be able to drive the car a little bit longer. They changed the open option for the fence gate, can be accessed easier. That's great. So it looks like they're starting to dabble in a little bit of the building aspects too, which is good because that's what we're asking for. Obviously with you know DayZ, we always want a good building economy to be able to store our loot and have a base that provides some type of protection when we gathered all this loot. Let's see, they changed and removed the collision from barbed wire. Hmm, that's interesting. I'd like to see that. They also have changed the barbed wire now causes bleeding sources instead of shock damage. Now this is a big one. Not a lot of people expect um, to see this. I didn't, but this is really good to see. Because now instead of being hit by the barbed wire and you get knocked out and unconscious, it gives you some type of bleeding effect, right? So you bleed, obviously you get 1, 2, 3 cuts, but I don't know if that stacks. Is it every time we touch the barbed wire we get cut, or it gives us a certain amount of cuts from the barbed wire? So that's interesting. They fixed that. I'm glad that maybe now that we don't get knocked out, because I've been victim of this, we'll be able to raid a base a little bit easier and not have to like worry about stepping over barbed wire and going unconscious. They've also changed the fence and watchtower kits. They can be dismantled now. Um, Also, heavy items with collision are dropped using physics. They did a rework of the combination lock destruction. It requires more time, but in shorter cycles, which is good. So more base protection, it seems like. Sawing a pile of wooden planks is now a truly conscious or continuous action. That's good. It says now we go from change to tweaked. It says tweaked to increase the range of the nightlight and change its color, position, and brightness for better immersion. They also have tweaked the fence gate, opens and closes slower. That's kind of nice because if you break a lock and you're braiding, you want it to open slower so the defenders kind of get a chance to, you know, get ready, or, if you're shutting it on your friend, at least they could slide in right before it shuts. So that's nice. They said they also tweaked the inventory view of the assault rifle, or the assault helmet visor. Okay, cool. It says you receive one additional plank when cutting down a wooden log. You receive one more wooden log cutting down most trees, which is nice. An additional log equals more wood, which is more building material, right? So it looks like they're starting to build all these mechanics in the game and fix them and tweak them in order to get uh, building economy strong again, which is great. That's good to know. They have also tweaked the base building materials are now placed more clear, which is nice because you know when you're in the inventory of and placing things, it can kind of get jumbled up with where your placement goes and then what you're making, what you're laying down. That's pretty good. They also tweaked, sorted the attachments and icons of firearms, which is nice. Also, the base building uh, a build action won't show up at all when it's being blocked. So previous allowed to execute without result. So what that means is uh, now if you're blocked while you're base building or something's blocked, it will not pop up that you can build there. So that's kind of good. They said they adjusted the logic behind obstacle checks when building parts. The map is now full screen, which I like the handheld, but whatever. Also, they removed the collision from tourist trail poles, which this one, even though it does not seem like a big deal, when you're driving a car, it really is. Um, you know, you hit one of those poles barely and it ruins an entire vehicle. I mean, let's face it, this is a good fix. See, so for the server, they added the ability to choose between bright and dark nights through a server uh, configure parameter, and then they tweaked the limit FPS is now logged and default crop value raised, which is nice. And then they've added to modding, and this is for obviously more of the PC realm. In I main with the Boyfriend Squad on console. So if you want to check this out and you are a PC player, which I play on both, but I main on Xbox, you can go to this link in the description below and kind of read through it and know um, what those modded things are that they added and changed and removed. Let's see. Known issues. They've also know that there's issues with individual texts might not be localized yet. This is only a provisional change log. The full patch notes will be released with the 1.7 stable update. So, what I'm gathering is there might have been some desync issues fixed. They fixed some glitches. They've fixed uh, some collision with the car and its damage zones, which is great. These are all good things that we need to know with 1.7 coming out soon. So, my thing is, and here's my 2 cents on it, right? We've gotten pretty much everything we wanted. Oh, I died. We'll get back in the server now. It looks like the devs are doing what they're supposed to do, at least when it comes to desync and inventory glitches, which is great. That's good to know because those are major things that were kind of hindering the experience of moving forward in DayZ with a group or playing solo. I would like to add, obviously, if you guys are new to the channel, drop those subs, follows, and likes, depending on what platform you're viewing me on. If you want to check out the Boyfriend Squad, you can go in the description below and find their links and click on them. Go drop those guys a sub and a follow as well. And some likes on their videos. Now, just with this, a few more things about this patch. So we've seen that they fixed the desync in their so-called inventory. let's see how the cars run. Let's see how, you know, the desync is. That's basically big problems that have been, addressed maybe. So I'll be streaming this later tonight. If you guys want to come check me out, just drop by the stream and come visit. Drop sub, drop like, guys. Thanks. I hope this is very informational for you. This is the DayZ 1.7 update patch notes. As is, this is what's coming out for the PC and also